If you need a sign that you should be watching Bollywood movies or giving them a try, here's your sign. Hi, I'm your friendly neighborhood Indian, and I think you should watch a Bollywood movie because they're amazing. So you should give it a try. Hi, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Bhavika. At my channel, I talk about anything and everything. And today I'm going to go over my top favorite Bollywood films in no particular order. So if you're interested in that, then keep on watching. I grew up in two cultures at the same time. I had my childhood where I grew up with cartoons and some kid-friendly TV shows, and then I had a lot of bit of Bollywood growing up. I am first generation born here, so I have both of them going on, and I have my feet in two different sides culturally to this day, so that is something that never changes for someone who's first generation born. I feel like we are living in a day and age now where watching international films or films that are not in your own language is becoming popular. People are watching K-dramas, they're watching Spanish films, they're watching Russian films, they're watching French cinema, all of this stuff, and it's becoming more and more popular and more well known rather than it was back in the day. A lot of people I know growing up, like whenever I talked about introducing them to Indian movies, because that's what I grew up on, they were just like, why would I watch a movie in a different language? And I'm just like, because you're missing out. But that was just me. But I feel like now people are more interested and more open to it, which I think is awesome. So I do want to give like my recommendations and throw them, into the mix if you're looking to get into Bollywood movies, or you just don't know where to start, or you're just needing some recommendations. So like I said, my list is in no particular order at all. There are different types, so they're not all in one genre, even though they can fall under different genres there, depending on which movie it is. We can be very dramatic in Bollywood, and a lot of our movies have music, so at times it feels like you're watching a musical, except it's not as constant as a musical. That's what I will say. Okay, so let's get started. So the first movie is Hera Pheri, which translates to monkey business, essentially. It's a comedy, if you didn't guess. So the film is about three guys who kind of just get roped into a situation that just kind of snowballs, and within it there's comic relief or there's a lot of comedy in regards to that. So it's even though they get roped into these situations and they just have to do something to get out without getting in trouble with the police and with different people, they are trying to run around, and in that sense, it's a comedy and it's hilarious. Me and my family reference it all the time, and it's just one of those movies like that really show Indian comedy. So if you're looking for a comedy, something that's lighthearted, that does have a little bit of what's the word? Not intense moments, but like some seriousness to it, but then also it has a lot of comedy, I would recommend that one to you. The second film is called Kabhi, Khushi, Gham, which translates to sometimes happiness, sometimes sadness, sometimes tears. Loosely translates to that, but that one is, I would say, it's kind of everything almost in one. So you got romance, you got drama, you got comedy, all mixed in one. So this movie follows a family who has a son who doesn't measure up to what his dad expects, and because of that their life has turned around, but the youngest brother doesn't know exactly what happened, like why he lost his brother, why his brother's no longer in his life. So it's basically telling a story of what happened and how this brother, the youngest brother, is trying to get his family back together because it's broken. And even though that sounds really depressing and really sad, there are fun moments and there are great songs in it. So it's a lot in one. You're going to cry. You're going to dance. You're going to have a great time. You're going to also be a little bit mad. You're going to cry some more, and then you're going to be happy. So you're going to be on a roller coaster with this movie. Okay, so on to the third one here. So this movie is Kal Ho Naa Ho. That translates to, in my head, it translates to tomorrow may or may not happen, but if you look it up on Google, it's tomorrow may never come. So it's essentially the same meaning. This movie, I would say, also falls into the category of it's a romance slash drama slash comedy. Yeah, it's all three tied into one. Like I said, Bollywood movies have a bunch of genres that are mixed in together. In this one, you're definitely gonna cry. If you don't cry, then in this movie, it basically follows this girl who essentially just doesn't know how to love after her father died. And she just doesn't know how to do this. And she has a best guy friend who's absolutely in love with her, obviously. And then you got this new mysterious guy that moves down the road. She absolutely hates him, but he kind of teaches her how to live again, how to smile, how to love, and kind of plays matchmaker for them. And it's kind of just like a roller coaster of different elements that are going on. You got family issues going on in the home. You have her best friend trying to help her, but, you know, she kind of broods most of the movie. And then you got this guy who just moved in who's just trying to help everyone's life become better, resolve issues. So on top of all of that, you also got some great music. So, I mean, all of these movies have great music, great performances. So I would highly recommend. The movie does take place in New York, so they are living in New York. So you also get to see the different dynamics between being an Indian family in America and like that kind of deal. So I like that. I think that's the reason why it's a good movie as well, or why I like it as well, because you get to see an actual Indian family in the US, like my family and me. I think out of my entire list, this movie is one that you will probably cry at the most. The second one and this one. You will cry the absolute most if you're that type of person who cries at movies. Yeah, you'll cry. So fair warning. So the fourth movie that I would recommend watching is Hoon Na, which translates to I Am Here. So it is a action movie, and it's, you know, somewhat, it can be a little bit intense there. There is fighting, some great choreographed fighting there. You also get to see some of like the commentary on what actually goes on in India in regards to the relation between Pakistan and India. So I think that was really cool that they have that there. But all in all, it's a great film. You got some action, you got romance going on. So this movie follows a man who's in the Indian military with his dad, and his dad ends up dying at the beginning of the film, telling him that his dying wish is essentially for him to find his younger brother and his ex-wife, and for them to all be a family together. And in that moment, he didn't realize that he had a younger brother, or that his dad had this whole side of the family. So the whole movie is his journey of trying to find his younger brother and get to know him and them to become a family. And with that, he actually has to like integrate into a university society because his brother is younger and hasn't graduated college. And with that, because he is in the military, the opposing side, or the bad guy in the film, uses that to his advantage to, get his way. And that's where the situation between Pakistan and India comes in. So, yeah, if you like action films and you're not there for the crying and a huge drama, I'm not saying that this does not contain it, because it does, because it's a Bollywood movie, but it is more on the action side and more fun. But it does have that actionness to it. So for number 5, I think I'm number 5. We're gonna say 5. Is Koi Mil Gaya, and that translates to I have found someone. Yeah, it translates into I have found someone. So it follows this man who actually has a mind of a boy because his mom sustained an injury before he was born. So even though he has an adult body and he is an adult, he has a mind of like a 5th grader. And so he can't be with kids his own age or anything like that. And his father was a scientist who was trying to communicate with aliens, and that's how the accident happened with his mom. And so he finds this device that his dad was using to connect with aliens and communicate with them, and suddenly an alien ship comes down, and out of all the aliens, they're like running around, and one gets left behind, and he finds this one. And it's a very cute movie because this alien ends up helping him and, kind of healing his the damage that he sustained to his brain, allowing him to actually be mentally at the age that he is, but he doesn't lose his kid friends that he has. And it's about hiding this alien and him basically becoming a man almost. And it's a really cute movie. It's a little bit of fantasy. You got a little bit of some drama there, but a lot of happiness, and it's a really fun movie that I would recommend if you're looking for something that's kind of more on the fantasy side. And then if you're into that, then it leads into the Krish franchise that Bollywood has, because it's based off of this movie. And I'm not going to go into that, but if you watch this, there are other movies that follow the series. So yeah, that's basically it. I have so many other movies that I'd love to recommend to you guys, but this video would be super long. But if you are interested in learning some more or getting more recommendations, just leave me a comment down below. I'd be happy to make a second video or part 2 to this here. And I'd love giving, recommendations and, welcoming people into my Indian culture and Bollywood movies. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, as well as the bell button, to be notified of all new videos once I get them posted. I hope to see you at the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.